Welcome back to the iDoctor UK podcast. As you might be able to tell, I'm a little bit hoarse, I'm a little bit throaty, I'm a bit nasally, I can't speak properly, but I'm still alive and I'm still coming to work every day. I have been very poorly this week with suffering man flu, and it's put me in a bit of a mood, but anyway. Freshest flu, yeah. Yeah, we might as well start from there because last week when we recorded the podcast, I was on about going to Cardiff the following day. Obviously, we went to Cardiff and we did some really exciting business. We were down with the guys from Digi4U, so Alan and Ty were our hosts as well as Danny, and they were brilliant hosts. Their hospitality was brilliant, and the business that we sort of proposed from there, I don't want to go into it too much, but it's very exciting stuff, and you'll see a lot of changes happening with iDoctor in the next few weeks or months, as long as I pull my finger out and make it happen, which is the hardest bit. So yeah, that was exciting. We went out we had a bit of a night out down in Cardiff, what coincided with Freshers Week as well. Yeah, I had a hangover on Friday morning, and since then I've been poorly with man flu, so Alex keeps calling it Freshers flu. Well, I don't know how much of that is true. I've never had Freshers flu before because I'm an uneducated man. So yeah, Cardiff was exciting. Another thing happened, what I'm not allowed to talk about at all, but that is really exciting, and hopefully it should come into fruition by Christmas, although I don't want to jinx it. Whatever we talk about on the podcast seems to jinx it, so I'm not going to talk about it all, apart from that. That's the sneak preview. I did my first calibration of a iPhone 13 Pro camera. Very straightforward stuff. Really easy, obviously genuine parts and all that, iOS 18. What I did notice was when I I'd originally plugged in the new camera, booted the phone, and it gives you the option to finish repair, and then it comes up with a pop-up saying Apple could not configure, or something to do with no configuration available, and then you have to just skip it and you can't do anything about it. But then if you turn the phone off, plug it into USB-C or USB Lightning, whatever, into a PC and press the down volume and up volume, it automatically forces it into diagnostic mode. I'm teaching people how to suck eggs here. Everybody who watches this knows how to put the phone into diagnostic mode. Put it into diagnostic mode and then finish the repair through there. Then you can skip the part where I think it's just a bug in the software where it's not forcing it into diagnostic mode, and instead it's just hanging up and failing. It then went through the calibration process. I don't know why I didn't record this because it was probably quite interesting, and I just had to stand there going like this for 5 minutes with the phone, pointing it at a chair until it calibrated, and it took literally 5 minutes, and then it was done. So that was pretty cool. And it got me out of the shit because I broke the camera. I don't know how I did it, but it didn't seem to work. I didn't test it before the repair though as well, which is a big bad guy move. But yeah, it just didn't work after I'd swapped the housing. So I was like, oh, it was probably broken anyway. And it cost me a 13 Pro camera. But we move forwards. Moving forwards, I can't even tell you about all the projects what I've got going on at the minute. But there's an app incoming. It's not just any old app. It's going to diagnose your phone for you. It's going to be integrated into websites, and it's using AI. I've been sort of sitting around, sat on AI, using it for various things like writing content and being a notepad, and just helping me step by step through unfamiliar softwares and online apps and stuff. And I found it's really useful. But I sort of knew that I'd come up with something. When they announced that you could make custom GPTs, I had a good feeling that I'd be able to come up with something cool. Having the idea is great, but having the people around you to make it actually happen is one of the hardest things I find with any business, really. I've got the knowledge of the phone repair industry, but I've got absolutely no idea how to make a app. But anyway, I went in the sauna on Saturday morning and had a little think about this app, what I could make. And I managed to wireframe it and build some basic functionality into it over a weekend. And it looks good. It looks good enough to tell somebody who knows what they're doing how to actually build it. So that's happening literally now. The guy's just left. I've just been sat with him in the coffee shop, and he said, oh, look, I've got a couple of days spare. Let's see what I could do in them couple of days. So it's going to be interesting to see where we're at with that after a couple of days. Somebody just bought a Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold, which is the first one I've seen about them. I can remember quoting somebody for the Google Pixel Fold last year though, and we're working out about £1,100 for a screen replacement, which is just madness. The moral of the story is don't buy a Google Pixel Fold because they're bloody expensive if you break them, and it doesn't matter if you have a screen protector on or not. That technology is not quite there yet, but that's my opinion. So we've discussed the app. I can't remember if we concluded it or not, but I think I was saying something along the lines of, I have got so many projects going on at the minute. There's another project that I've got going on, and this one's really exciting. I've not released a video on it yet, but I think I'm in a position to talk about it. Oh wait.
Very little.
Yeah, very brief conversation. There is an app, right, that will notify you as soon as a phone goes live in your local area. I bought 5 phones on it this week. I'm in a blessed position where I didn't have to pay for it, but the top end of the costs, so it's on a tier system, and there's 3 tiers. I think it's like £10, £25, or 120 maximum. 25, 45, and £75 USD for this app. So that's monthly. I bought 5 phones this week. We're on Thursday now. 5 phones this week. I've sold 2 of the 5 that I bought. I've got to fix 1 or 2 of them up, and like I've made triple that easily. First phone that I sold, I've made the money back on it. So anyway, we'll talk about it more next week once we've signed the contract. Get the contract, sign the contract. I'll talk about it more next week because it's really exciting. You know, if you've noticed, if you watch my TikTok channel, if you watch my YouTube channel, right, we've not done much sponsored content. Like, none of the content what you see, any of the tools what I tell you to buy, it's because I like to use them. It's not because I'm being told to tell you that I like them. It's because I like them and I use them, and I'll tell you stuff. I like to be true and I like to be honest, and I like to think that that's probably the reason why a lot of people watch us week in and week out and watch every video that we upload, because I'm honest and I'm true. I don't like making sponsored content for stuff that I don't believe in. Funnily enough, we turned one down, and it was, let me grab it. It was one of these MagSafe battery packs. It wasn't by Devia, it was one from AliExpress. I was like, okay, I could probably do the MagSafe charger, but I couldn't do the AliExpress promotion. It was like a summer sale or something, what they wanted us to really promote. It's a nice idea because we get offered absolutely all sorts of products, but making a video about it and being honest and being true it can be quite difficult without turning it into a salesy, spammy, horrible channel, which is not what you guys want. And 100% you'll just go and tune in and watch somebody else. So keeping it real is all I want. So keep it real, like Ian Beale. We're doing that, and this particular app is something that I strongly believe in. As soon as the company got in touch, I was like, yeah, I've got 1,000,001 videos that I can make about that, whilst being subtle and keeping it real, like Ian Beale. That's the other exciting thing what we've got going on. The PayPal situation got resolved. I don't know if I've said that. I got the money back. That's back in the bank account. Thanks everybody who was kind. Somebody commented and asked if all my small parts had been stolen. They'd obviously not watched the video in full. So no, I don't have. Not everything's been stolen. It was just £2,000 from my bank, just as if it's bloody pocket money. No, it made an impact on my life. There's a guy who I've seen him a few times walking up and down, and you get to know people who walk up and down, and there's people who don't talk to you, but you still recognise their face. There's a particular chap. I don't know if I'd spoke about him on the podcast before, and if I've mentioned him or not, but he came in the shop and he wanted a Samsung A12 screen repairing. And I told him, I think it's like 70 quid for that screen. And that's a genuine part with 12 months warranty, by the way. So I don't think it's bad. I think the part cost on that is about £30 or £40. And obviously we've got the fitting fee on top of that. I think it comes in at 35 and we charge 35 to fit it. It's, yeah, all right. Some people might think that's expensive, but I've got overheads to pay. So suck it. That's how it is. This particular man who had a very squeaky voice, I don't know if I'll be able to do the squeaky voice because of my hoarse throat. He like looked at me square in the eyes and he's like, "Are you taking piss? Are you taking piss out of me?" And he really thought that it was like a personal attack that I'd quoted him 70 quid for his repair. To a point where like Alex were in the back listening and he's like jumped up out of his chair thinking that something's going to kick off in shop. Anyway, that happened and he was getting a bit clever and a bit noisy. And then no, I do see him again, but he won't make eye contact with me when he walks up. Bearing in mind he's about 5'2" as well. He's built like a dwarf from Lord of the Rings. And anyway, he walks up and down. He never makes eye contact with me. He come in the shop the other day, and Nathan dealt with him, and he was having problems charging said Samsung A12 with the USB-C cable that he got, and he brought the cable in. And obviously, like, we're a shop, we're a business, and like if you want to buy a cable, then it's going to cost you. I think the cheapest one's like £3, £3, £8, or They go up to about 12 quid for a decent USB-C to USB-A. But this guy didn't want to pay for one, did he? He says, well, have you got a used one that I can have? And Nathan just said, look, I use them, not you. And that was that. I've actually got cables that people can use here. Like, somebody can plug in the phone and sit and charge it for a bit. I thought that were a generous thing. But no, he wanted the full cable. He just wanted to take it with him. But no, that's not happening. Not when he comes in, giving it big un. Other than that, I think I've probably talked enough this week. My iPhone 16 Pro Max comes next week, so I'll probably give you my opinion on that. What date is it? Let's see what day. It comes on the 9th, which is a Wednesday. So if we do the podcast next Thursday, you'll get my full opinion. Might even record it on the 16 Pro Max, and I'll be able to tell you what I think about it. Other than that, I hope that everybody has a great week. If there's something that I forget to talk about, then I'll catch up with it next week and pretend that it would happen that week. Have a great day. Have a great week. I will see you in the next video. Love you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Bye.